the record?
Yeah, my name is David Thomas. I'm the Director of Academic Technology at CO Online in the Office of Information Technology.
Cool. Thanks. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed for this class project. I'm really looking forward to hearing about what you guys do and how you said that your approach to project management is a little non-traditional in some ways. I'm really interested to hear how you would describe it.
Yeah, in the software world, there's been several kind of iterations of stuff, and you'll hear most software development shops now say they work in the Agile model. And
Mm-hmm.
Agile is not unmanaged, but it really sort of reflects the fact that small teams working iteratively on concise tasks kind of makes better software.
Mm-hmm.
While I never explicitly modeled Agile, for the most part, I've tried to scope the project so that they could be achieved by small teams. And
Mm-hmm.
usually, I mean, a small team could be, one or two people. Even on a bigger project, it might be three or four people, kind of the core team, and then sort of support people. And when you run really small teams like that, loading something like project up doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It creates an enormous amount of apparent structure that then really doesn't necessarily guide you. Now, again, I want to put some caveats around this because it depends on what you're doing, right? If you're building a house, for example, and there really is an order that things have to go in, and time is of the essence, and you can't just wait and see when the carpenter's done to call the electrician. I think project management software makes a lot more sense, but in these kind of more fluid environments that I work in terms of like software implementation and configuration and training, there's a lot of complexity that's not apparent up front. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, I like to keep things really open. So I'll give you a quick example. When we implemented Canvas, we actually, and I'm going to skip the whole selection process. Once we knew we were going to go with Canvas, we were going to retire Blackboard and eCollege. So we had two systems that was replacing, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a ton of work. I mean, all of our online courses were on the systems. I mean, the vast majority of our faculty used it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ton of stuff that had to be done. And there were a lot of people involved in that, but the core team was myself and three other people. And
Okay.
we actually used to run that. And by the way, it also had some really hard deadlines. It's
Yeah.
like certain things had to be done before the semester started so that people could log in and get their classes, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I mean, many people were involved in this project, but the four kind of core people, we tracked the whole thing in this tool called Trello. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah, I've heard of that. I haven't used it, but
it. It's a really neat and simple list management software. And so, and I'll still this day when I talk about the Canvas migration, I always joke, guess which project management tool we use? And the answer is we didn't use one. We would meet, pretty much daily, and we would go through the Trello lists. And the nice thing with the
Yeah.
Trello lists are, if something came up that needed to be done, they'd put it on a list. And the lists are all broken down by, subject matter. Was it
Mm-hmm.
a training thing? Was it a configuration thing? Was it a, whatever. And so we just kept punching off the things on the list. And so there was a certain priority to things, but for the most part, everyone on the team knew what the priorities were, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that managing that way, and by the way, it was a huge success. We met or exceeded every benchmark we set for ourselves in terms of timelines and cost and everything.
That's
And
awesome.
to a certain extent, it's not like it was just like, whoa, it's all completely crazy. From the more professional project management crowd, it probably looked like that, but at the end of the day, money talks. I mean, we saved. I set aside $500,000 for that conversion, and we ended up spending less than 100 of it.
Oh my gosh.
Just didn't need it. I had little boxes on things for hiring casts of thousands to help manage stuff, and we just didn't need it. The problems didn't arise. So it's good to have all that contingency. But my point is like when I talk about this kind of more agile approach to project management, my heart's really in it because I think that smart people that have clear goals and enough resources don't need a Pareto chart to tell them
Mm-hmm.
today I have to do X, Y, and Z. So